Hello, good evening, you guys, and welcome to LadyRo's Queendom. And child, I am comfortable in my bed with my laptop in my lap, and we are going to do a review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, season 17 reunion, part one. Good evening, Symmetry, and welcome to the live. Thanks for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give me a second. Okay, you won't let me do that. Close this out. Good evening, living for me. Yes, please hit that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Lady Rose Queendom. All things are alleged. This is my disclaimer. All things are alleged, are in my opinion, and they're all for entertainment purposes. Don't go out your way. Just like none of these people that we're talking about. Remember to please like, comment, share, subscribe, tap that notification bell so you're notified every time I go live. And make sure if you're new here, subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. And thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate last night getting I think I got 11 subscribers. Let me look and see the numbers. I got 15 subscribers last night, and I am grateful and I appreciate it. So welcome to the Queendom. Welcome to Lady Rose Queendom, where we nurture, we cultivate, and we awaken your inner queen. Shake her up and let her know, baby, you are loved. You are loved. Fair use disclaimer. Some material used in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. I will tell you this, honey, I ain't took not one note. Not one note. I am going to be listening to the reunion in my ear, and we're gonna talk about it. That's how we're gonna roll through this one today, child. I got a lot of stuff going on, and this body just would not let me take no notes with all the other stuff I got going on. But first I want to play this for you.
I cannot believe I have to explain this. They founded it. They put it on the map. They made it legendary and iconic.
Who did she say made it legendary and iconic? Did y'all let me see if we can go back on that just a little bit. They made it legendary and iconic.
I cannot believe I have to explain this. They founded it. They put it on the map. They made it legendary and iconic. They made it talked about. They made it national news. They made it luxury. They gave it flavor and made it multicultural. They made it funny. They made it weird. They reinvented it. They took luxury to the extreme, and they have proved that the formula still works. After watching the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Roaring 20th, I hope that particular debate that they had on the boat can be settled. And I already know people are going to be fighting me in the comments, but here's a doozy for you. I don't even want to say how many years I've been watching Bravo. It has to be at least 15 to 18, but I'm not going to age myself further. The most legendary housewife of all time, I'm sorry, it is Nene Leakes. Do you know we
And there you have it. There you have it. The most legendary housewife of all time is Nene Leakes, and Real Housewives of Atlanta put Real Housewives on the map. Hello, Satra. Ooh, child, now I will mess up a name. Satra DeRee. Welcome to Lady Rose Queendom. Thank you for joining. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Welcome. So tonight we're going to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I didn't take any notes. I did watch the episode a couple of times. So I decided that I would put it in my ear and talk about it. In that way, we'll just review it that way, okay? Yes. Hey, you got to be kidding me. How you doing? Good evening to you guys. Hey, Belicious, y'all coming on up in here tonight. So we're gonna get on into it. Again, I'm gonna play it in my ear because child, last time I played it in the background, Bravo tried to strike my page. Child, I ain't trying to be struck by these people at all. I'm trying to build a channel, not strike one. Satra Del Rey. Okay. Satra Del Rey. I like that. Oh, that's succulent. Love it. You say Satra is cool. Thank you. I will call you Satra. Welcome to the live. Welcome. So Anywho, the episode, I believe the reunion was a pretty good reunion. I may have to move to another room because child, it seems that like Mister about to come reclaim his room. He normally makes his way back upstairs around 8:30. So let's move to another room. And then we're gonna have to change our entire setup once we do that. But we're gonna do it anyway. Yeah, he's getting ready to go to bed. Y'all give me 1 second. Move to my office. I was gonna relax. I got the head of the bed up, child. I was ready. But I don't like to be in his way when he get ready to go to bed because I don't want to hear no complaining when it's time for me to go to bed. And I don't want him to be bugging me. So I try to always reciprocate that same thing back and forward. Give me, give me. Come on, baby. There we go. Give me a second. I got my second monitor has to warm up since I have to change the way we're going to go about this bad boy. So today, y'all, I've been doing a little bit of child, being nosy, being nosy. This evening, I would have been here a lot sooner, but this evening I decided to be real nosy. Real nosy. I ended up trying to find out if Angela Oakley's home had really, hey Deborah, um, if her home had really been foreclosed on, and it really had been. Well, it wasn't foreclosed, but it was up for pre foreclosure. Let me close the blinds in my office because they open. When it get dark, I don't like blinds open. Give me a second, y'all. Coming back. Okay. And it was her home had been, it wasn't pre foreclosure, but it looks like they rescued it right in the nick of time. Child, I found out a whole bunch of stuff. Child. Inadvertently, I done stumbled across Gerald Milwaukee and some stuff. Baby, I don't know if I want to even talk about it. But I tell you what, Gerald ain't worth no $100 million. Um, and some other things that we, if it come out, I'll talk. I'll talk about it. Deborah, girl, we're gonna have to go into Patreon and talk about this stuff because it's deep. It's deep, it's deep, it's deep. I mean, I fell down the rabbit hole so far, I almost couldn't dig myself out. I got down there so far. Sandra, what you doing that for? What you doing that for, Sandra? Am I talking too much? But I will tell you this. I found out some stuff. It's deep. Symmetry, I shared it with her. It's deep. It is super deep. It's deep, deep. It's some SHIN the T, honey. It's so deep. It's deep, deep. Um, and it's public information. Stuff I didn't pay for any of it. I just did a little Google here and a little Google there. A little search engine here and a little search engine there, and bam, bam, bam. Revoked license in Georgia, allegedly. Revoked license in Virginia, allegedly. Allegedly. All that. Child, yes. We're gonna go over there to Patreon. Once I get it all scooped up together, we're gonna go over there to Patreon and we're gonna talk about it. Yes, we are. You said lead me to the rabbit hole so I can dive into Deborah. I'm telling y'all, we might go on over to the Patreon after we get through with the review tonight. Y'all, I'm sitting here running my mouth and I ain't even pulled up the episode. Let's see, do I want to go through Direct TV or do I want to use Peacock? Let's do Peacock because they do have an extended version on Peacock, I believe. And it's cold in this room. See, I was in the bed all warmed up. um, but yeah, Deborah, girl, I'm gonna give y'all a little hint. Let me uh sign in to Peacock. Let me pull up some stuff that I had just some, I don't know why my brother's on my Peacock account. I know he ain't borrowed it, got his own Peacock. Um, Let me just pull up one thing that I can share with you guys. I don't go too deep. Like I said, we're gonna have to go over into oh, you heard about the citations with his licenses, did you? Deborah. Ooh, Deborah. It get deep, Deborah. Trust me, it get deep. We got to talk about it, Deborah. It's a lot. It's a lot. In fact, it's so much that I had to put it in a PDF document so I could just sit down. I put it to Chat GPT and I asked it to put it in a PDF, and it did. But I will tell you this: now he's someone said he's a hazmat king in Rhode Island, and that's the address. That ain't the license. But child, we'll talk about that another time. We don't go too deep in there. We're gonna come on back out of it. You said, was it Charles' house or the house Angela bought for her mom? Because Angela said on the jet that she was going to file bankruptcy to save a house. Then she changed her mind. Girl, well, let me break it down because I went on down that hole too. I pulled her bankruptcy filing documents. She filed on one day, and like a couple of days later, she decided that she didn't want to file for bankruptcy, right? And that was in August of 2020. Was it 5? I downloaded the documents into a file, but I want to say it was in 2025. Okay, so with her doing so, I will tell you this: I'm gonna be very, very honest about the home. The home that they currently live in. Again, I didn't pay for none of this. This was Google search. Now I did pay for the bankruptcy documents because I wanted to see what was in the bankruptcy documents. But apparently, the home went under a pre foreclosure in April of 2024. As we know, they shot for season 16 in early 2024. So I don't know if it was before, after, or during. But I will tell you this: that home is only deeded to the name of Angela Oakley. Charles' name is not on there. Charles, he has some condominiums, but his name is not on the house that they currently live in. I will tell you that allegedly, I've been nosy, like I told you. I don't fell down off in this rabbit hole, and child, I had 2 monitors going, one on each. You see, I heard about the citation. We talked about that. So who we talking about? We talking about Gerald Mwangu and Angela Oakley. As many of you know, today, um, Kelly came out and posted. Let me pull it up. Kelly came out and posted pictures of Angela's house. And I guess it's her way of, I guess, trying to get back at her for saying that she I don't know if I put it in this account. I did not. I guess it's her way of getting back at Angela for Angela saying, that she didn't have a home and she was homeless with new teeth and no home, whatever Angela said it. So I think that was her way of getting back at her. Child, but this is let me show y'all, because I'm thinking, are we doxing each other? I don't think that's cool, but I don't know why I don't see it on here. Let me go to No Chaser because I know it's on there, and we'll just have to give them a shout out. I saw it. I saw it on Kelly's page. I just don't know where it is right now. Give me a minute. But I will tell you this: this is not gonna end well if somebody don't stop. If somebody don't stop, this is not gonna end well because there's no reason for her to have done this. Again, fair use disclaimer. So Kelly posted this on her YouTube page, right? And Kelly said, Angela Diane or Dion Dionnne Reed. This is the $2 million house we're speaking of. Baby, this is your marital home, not an investment property that was in foreclosure and end up for auction, correct? Well, it never went to foreclosure. As you see right here, it says pre-foreclosure. When I went to auction.com, which is where they normally auction off homes once they go into foreclosure, the house says it had been removed. I got the address of the house and all that. And I'm gonna tell you, Kelly did a disservice to herself and to her castmate by posting that house. She really did. Because a simple reverse lookup can show you the address of that house. So that's not fair. It's not fair. I know too much about Angela's home that I probably should not know about. I will say also the house that Angela was going to file under bankruptcy that she let go into foreclosure, it was worth 2.4 mil. So a lot. There's a lot, like I said, that went with that. Deborah said, I got boots. You got boots, girl. I'm telling you, Deborah, you're gonna need some boots. Make sure they are the kinds that go up past the thighs. Because it's pretty tough. I promise you. Okay, Symmetry, I'm doing that right now. It gets pretty tough. It gets pretty tough. I got to switch out of this one. Hold on, y'all. I gotta switch into my personal to get over there. You said Symmetry, I don't see anything. Am I missing something? Oh, you said never mind. Okay. You said, oh my, Symmetry. Yeah. She was wrong for doxing that lady. Definitely wrong. Okay, I did that and there was nothing there. Hey, Brown Girls Rocks, good evening. But I'm going to tell y'all this. We're going to go and then we're going to get into this review because we got to get this done. Come on now. Now my monitor, y'all, it only act funny with my MacBook. And I think it's because I probably need another splitter. You know, Apple Chat, they try to be funny with you. They want you to use their stuff. And I wanted to work with this Dell monitor. I wanted with this monitor. Okay, so Gerald, child, allegedly, where's my banner at? Let me pull up a banner real quick so we can have some grown folks talk before we really get into some other things. Because again, like I said, all this is public information. I didn't make any of this up. I will say that I was over there on what's her name? Sherelle's World. And she got my curiosity up because I'm like, what's she talking about? Talking about Gerald ain't he not this. She want to know where Gerald made his money. Hey, living for me. And I want to know where he made his money at too. So I kind of got curious listening to her and listening to her tell all these things. She said, I was talking about when you were looking for Kelly's tweet. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I found it. I knew it was on No Chaser, but I had actually saw it under Kelly's actual page. I don't know if it was on Twitter or what, but I did see it. So I don't know if I should say this. We're gonna save this for Patreon. That's what we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna be better safe than sorry. All right. I think it's enough information that I should talk about on Patreon. But just know, I think there's a reason why old boy might be hiding from the cameras. And I think it may be because of some of the things that I found on the internet. On the internet that have to do with his license. You got licensed in 2 different states that have been revoked. You have had lawsuits and so on and so forth. All right, you guys. I'm gonna bring the volume down. Because again, I don't want to be struck.
Yeah. Movement that inspires.
But I do need my give me a second. Let me see if I can find my. Come on, baby. What are you doing? I want to make sure my subtitles are on. Let's go. So as the episode opens up, we see the ladies arriving. We see they all come at different times. I think they have probably a call time that they all have to arrive in. So we see Shamia, we see Pinky, then we see Phaedra, then we see Angela coming in. We see Drew coming in with her body yada yada. Then we see, I'm sorry. Um, we see Portia come in. Portia says she's moving on up in the world because they apparently gave Portia her own private dressing room, private away from everybody else. We see that Kelly and Shamia had to share. Amen. Amen. So again, this is just the beginning. They show Shamia and Kelly in their room. They're doing a 7 a.m. twerk in their dressing room. As we know, there was a thing this past season where Drew and Angela, when they were, I think we were in Dallas, and Angela, Drew is straddling Angela and she's doing mocking Shamia. Baby, when I tell you, let me see if I still have that in here. I probably don't delete. Here it is. Oh, I still got it. Baby, when I tell you this is the perfect depiction of what Shamia does, the perfect depiction, right? So at the beginning of the reunion, we see Kelly and Shamia in their dressing rooms doing a 7 a.m. twerk, according to what it is. The rest of the ladies are getting dressed. We see Pinky getting her hair bleached. Now she's all natural and vegan, but she walked around here stripping her hair of its natural color, girl. Okay. Yeah. So then we see Kelly telling Shamia, she goes, my dress didn't fit yesterday. It was showing all of my VVV down here. And then Shamia said, oh, that's fun. Sure it is, girl. All right. She said, well, I don't want Phaedra to call me a prostitute today. Now, someone put in the chat if they can remember when Phaedra called her a prostitute and we saw it. Maybe it happened off screen because, we can't go, we say, things necessarily did not happen, but we didn't see it, right? Also, I do see sometimes that Shamia and Kelly are, revisionist to history. They like to change it up, flip it around a little bit. And believe it or not, I like Shamia. I really like Shamia. Hey, best friend. I love that. I love that. So I don't understand what's going on with why can't we get a cohesiveness among the ladies and let's have a friend group who occasionally fall out, but just because the group is divided. It's literally just divided down the middle. Let's go. So apparently Pinky's having to wash her hair out in Andy's dressing room. So she's telling him, I'm sorry, Andy, for using your room. But he apparently had the only shampoo bowl in his room. And so we see Andy go in and talks to Portia. She sees him coming around. She said, is that Andy Cohen? And I love that scene. And he said, are we going naked? And Portia said, we gonna get naked. I thought that was too cute. I really enjoy. I believe Portia is probably one of the funnest girls to be with. I bet you her and Shamia have had a time. The reason why Shamia is finding it so hard to release this friendship because I bet you Portia is a life of a party. Centra says some of the ladies don't know how to move on. Amen. I totally agree with that 100%. Again, like I said, we see Andy doing that, and she said, we gonna be naked. I thought that was so cute. He talked with Portia. We know that Portia is, you see, I was singing that, me too, Brown Girls. I love that. Girl, I was driving down the street today, and I grabbed my collar and said, we gonna be naked. I just thought that was just hilarious. How they, just funny, a little quick little 1-2. I do love how Andy, he said, how do you do? He said, I feel good about today. And she said, I feel good too. He said, well, I think that you're in a space where you can really move forward with all of these girls with the exception of Shamia. And Portia said, you're right. You're right. I can move forward with all of these girls with the exception of Shamia. And I believe that may be where they end up at the end of the reunion episodes. We see Jarvis coming in to see see Kelly, honey. And believe it or not, I think Jarvis is a handsome guy. I don't think he's bad looking. I think he has a nice physique from what I could see from his upper body. I think he's a handsome gentleman. His facial features were not, from the lighting that I saw, they were not horrible. He wasn't hard to look at. I love the fact that he had bought the ladies long stem roses, and Shamia, as soon as he walked in, she was like, she said, "What is that man's name?" Symmetry. His name is Jarvis. It's Jarvis. Soon as Jarvis walked in, Shamia screams out, "Thanks for the flowers. Thank you for our flowers." And he says, "No problem, not a problem." Anyway, girl, let me move on because I'm not gonna go too hard on her. I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna take it easy on her tonight. Praise ye the Lord. Because I really, again, y'all, I like Shamia. When Shamia came on the scene last season, I was so excited. I was like, yes, we're getting best friend. Hey, best friends. And I'm gonna tell you this. When Shamia do her lives on YouTube and do her, I'll be over there watching them. I watched the whole live last night, or where she had been to Miami and she was interviewing a new nanny for the babies. Baby, I watched that last. I like Shamia. It's just something about her on this show. She just becomes almost unlikable, and I don't know why. Why is she so hard to like on this show? Because I think Shamia is a good person. I don't know why she can't find her footing. But child, let's move on. Um, so we go to the next stage, and Andy's child, he did a quick one too. He come out, he the first one out there, and Andy looked like he just woke up and came on in, child. In fact, Andy had a whole hair on the left side of his head that was sticking straight up. I don't know if anybody seen it but me, but it was driving me crazy every time the light would hit a certain way. You could see that one hair sticking up. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, so Andy's the first one out, and then next is Pinky. And Pinky comes out in her green dress and her necklace that had a little white sash on the back to tie it with. And Pinky's really covered up more so than any other women. So when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, she's definitely the one that's pregnant. She definitely is. Moving right along. Let's see who comes out next. And she plops down in her seat and she was like, oh Lord, did y'all get that on camera how I sat down? He said, oh, don't worry about it. Next we see K Michelle coming out. She's walking in slow motion. But she comes out and see. And then we see Kelly come out. And we really get a good look at Kelly's dress from the back, right? Because at first I thought it wasn't a bad looking dress, but from the back, she kind of gave me the Elvira Herman Munster family, the what is it? The little Frankenstein people. Kind of that. I don't know. It's Ursula. I don't know. It's something about the back of that dress. I'm like, Kelly, what was the thought process in that dress? Because it ain't making a lot of sense. But child, it was your taste. It went right along with her theme that she's worn all year. So we're gonna go right along. Pinky stands up, gives Kelly a kiss and a hug, and child, she gonna take her seat. Well, she needs to bring that to the show. I agree, Brown Girls Rock. She does. I don't know why she because I'm telling you, if you ever watch her on YouTube, her YouTube videos are so interesting because she's telling you about her life. And maybe she would be better off having her own show, just her and her family, because she has a lot going on, especially with Shiloh and how she cares for Shiloh and Shiloh doing all this therapy. I have followed them since Shiloh was born and she started that page. And child, I've been over there in it. I absolutely love. Hey, best friend, I love it. Burgers Rock said the pearls need to go. I agree with you 100%. Next, we see Angela making her way to the stage. Angela in that beautiful dress with the gold. It just looks like it's flowing, never ending. Then we see Phaedra coming out with her I don't know, is that an Arizona tea she got in her hand? We see Shamia coming out, and we see Portia, and we see Drew. Drew, baby, she got an applause when she came out. Everybody was clapping because Drew looked absolutely beautiful. And I think I think all of the ladies look good. I'm gonna tell you, Shamia's dress was absolutely beautiful. Beautiful dress, beautiful material. I bet it was heavy. I think Symmetry told me that the material came from Saudi Arabia, and I think it had to be hand sewn each piece. Beautiful dress. I love the gold. I would have liked her makeup to be a little bit better. I don't know who did her makeup because something about her makeup was different, and Kelly's makeup was horrible. Her blush was all the way up under her eye. Belisha says she's too focused on exposing Portia. I agree with that 100% as well, and she needs to get over it and play her part in whatever she's doing. Let's go. All the ladies are seated, clapping, and let's get into the episode. There's an empty chair there, and Andy tells them that the chair is for Black. And they're like, if you looked at Drew's face, she looked like she was kind of shocked, like, what? What? And he goes, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And she started grinning. But Drew's face looked like some of the life had left out of it. So I don't know what's up with that. Because I thought Black was her dude, but child moving right along. Mhm. So the ladies come in.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 reunion. I'm Andy Cohen, just hoping Mr. Clean and Papa Smurf don't catch any more strays today.
So there's a lot of fluff in it to begin with. You said her dress gave Glenda the housewife witch. Girl, I didn't even think of that. I was thinking Ursula, maybe the monsters, the Adams family. I don't know. I didn't. It just from the back, I'm like, I don't know what's going on with those pearls that are going over the top. I don't know. I don't know. But Andy did say that they were going to figure out. He said, we're going to figure out if it was a scheme that Todd set up or if this is just all that came Michelle's head. He said that at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, please find it. Now, Andy starts it out by saying happy pride to Portia, right? And Portia said, well, that's how you say it. And I think she accepted it more coming from someone else who's also a part of the LGBTQ community. And I think that's why she may have said, now that's how you say it. And yeah, we're gonna have the other side about to have something to say as well. Brown Girls Rock says, I'm talking about Shamia. Oh, now I'm gonna have to Google to see how close of a resemblance it is. Okay, let me stay on task, cause child, I'm gonna have to go back after this. Let's go. She tells Andy, no shade, no nothing. That was how you do it. And they pan the camera over to Shamia, and she's looking like, girl, shut up. Her facial expressions show everything that's going through her head. Everything. She has a tendency not to be able to do that. So Andy actually talks to each one of the ladies one by one. He speaks to Phaedra. And he tells Phaedra, you added in dressage and a flauntus because she was out there playing with that flute or whatever she was over there doing, honey. Hold on a minute. There we go. And then we see what's going on with this. Close. Can you close yourself? Thank you. Ugh. They talk to Phaedra. She tells him hello, and of course he talks about her being a playing her flute and being a dressage. And he talks about how extensive her resume is, and then he actually mentions her sit down with Congressman Jasmine Crockett, which we did not get to see. And so he asked her, are you interested in politics? And they give us a little clip of Jasmine and Phaedra sitting down talking, and she, Phaedra tells her, she goes, I need to know from another Black woman, how have you dealt with being in politics? And she said, what should I think about? And so Jasmine said, it's another higher level. You already deal with a lot of scrutiny, and it's just going to be the same thing. You're going to have to deal with more scrutiny by being in the limelight and being into politics. Now, I saw Jasmine post over there on Phaedra's page. She said, we talked about way more than politics. She said, because Phaedra is my real friend. And I really think that they did us a disservice by not showing this. And then people out here screaming, "Oh, Phaedra didn't show nothing. Phaedra didn't do nothing. Phaedra just on there. Phaedra is sounds like to me is giving us information and they're just not utilizing it. That's what it sounds like to me. So I really kind of felt bad about that. And Andy asked her, do you think we'll see you in politics, anytime soon? And she said, I'm definitely going to run for an office. I'm definitely going to run for office. And he said, that's good. And then he looks over at Pinky. He said, and she's not a cannibal, meaning that she's not eating human. And Pinky just smiled, child. When I say he's going from one couch to the new people couch, and I think my personal opinion is that there's a couch of people that are solidified their spot. This is my main core. This other four, I need to see where their head is, and I need to pick their brain. That's what I get from it. So I don't know what he said. The people that you see on the stage is the cast, but I don't really believe that. So we need to, of course, we got to sit back and wait for who all is going to be returning. But I don't believe everybody's coming back. Live for me said, I mean, if Dr. Heavenly did, yeah, girl, you're right. See what you said? He was calling them out. He definitely was calling them out. Definitely was caught. He was like, you did this or you said this throughout the episode. And I really think in his jokingly way, was saying like, he didn't really like it. He giggled about it, but you got to know in context who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I'll leave it with that. Live for me said, if Dr. Heavenly did, and she's right, Dr. Heavenly ran for office, but Dr. Heavenly's not an attorney. And I think that attorneys just know more about the law because they study law. And so, but I agree, if Dr. Heavenly could do it, child, anybody could do it. So we move on, they get a good laugh, and then he talks to Drew Sidor, and he says that she's the anthem. So I don't know if Drew is singing something on the anthem. He says she's the anthem of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then she goes, me, 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 me. Drew is hilariously crazy. He told her that she looked good, and she said, well, thank you. I just had a little doctor do a little nip and tuck. And he said, would you be Pacific? And somebody said, not a little bit. And Phaedra said, she got some booty. She said, well, it's not leaking, child. And she done shot a dagger across over there to K. Michelle. And K. Michelle over there looking at her said, but your mouth is leaking. Child. Moving right along. Andy speaks to Shamir, tells her she looks great. He says, should I mime that to you? And she said, please, how would you do that? And he said, I don't know, actually. I don't know. I think that he was picking a funny and she didn't get it, but yeah. Then he speaks to Angela. He tells her hello, and he said, he talks about the game with the Spurs and the Knicks, and Angela says, yeah, they won in San Antonio for Charles. Ooh, whatever. Whatever. You said, if I was Kay, I would have shook the table on her. I mean, it's the truth though, right? Kay and I think Kay came into the reunion kind of nervous. Because at the end of the day, we sitting in front of Daddy Andy, right? So this is the man who determines whether or not we can stay on here. You don't want to, fight with him. Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining. You don't want to fight with the man who's signing your check. So, girl, I think she kind of chilled out. You said, not shaking. She said, I'm not shaking. Poop. And I know that's right, Belicious. Not a thing's supposed to be shaking. So the ladies tell Angela that they loved, you said Kate not shaking at all. At all. She needs to sit down. She needs to sit down and be quiet. Learn a thing or two. They show Angela in her New York Knicks jersey dress, which I thought was so cute. And Angela's makeup was perfect for that event. She's a beautiful girl anyway. I think Angela's a beautiful girl. And I like the fact that Angela don't let nobody get away with nothing. Now, I will say this. This is the one thing I didn't like, and this is the one thing I hope Andy gets a handle of, is letting these women overtalk each other. He's got to get a handle on his episode. He tried, but he just ain't been able to do it. And so again, Angela shouts out her stylist. Her name is Leah, and she said Leah was able to put it together at the last minute. Then Andy speaks to Kelly, and he says, "Who are we wearing today?" And she says, "We're wearing Lena Bershea, I think is how she pronounced it. Child, anyway, move right along. I don't care. I don't care." He said, "I was going to ask you if you was wearing Tom Ford, girl." And they show her sitting in that t-shirt with $650 on it. She said it was a black t-shirt. No, not Tom Ford today. Child, I don't care. Then he calls K Michelle Pudding. Ooh, LadyRo, don't say it. Moving right along. And K Michelle says, "Good to see you. Good to see you, Andy." And he says, "Welcome to your first Bravo reunion." And of course, she says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He said, "How you feeling?" She says, "I'm feeling like I'm here." And now we done changed our accents and our tones. We're someone else right about now. And of course, they all get a little giggle out of it. And then he talks to Pinky, tells Pinky she looks amazing. And he said, "I know you're vegan, but you had a meaty season." And she says, "I did." And so he asked her how was she feeling about her first season. And Pinky says she feels good. She said she don't ever want to hear the B word again, unless the only B word she wants to hear is that she want to talk about is the fact that she's pregnant. So that was her. Oh, she said, "I'm having a baby." I think that was her way of announcing her being pregnant to the cast. And everybody seemed really shocked, like, "Oh my God!" If you can see what I'm looking at right now, everybody on the right side, their mouths wide open, except for Portia. She's grinning from ear to ear, and even on the other side, Shamia scoots down to hug her. Child, you say Kay had the jumper cables. Girl, do I need to pull out the jumpers? Do I need to pull out the jumper cables? We ain't had the jumper cables in a minute. Let me find my jumper cables. Hold on. Ain't pulled out the jumper cables in a minute, child. We got look one time for the one time.
Yeah, boy. Hey, come here, man. I got something to tell you. What the hell you got on your shoulders? What is this? What you getting ready to do?
I'm gonna start some shit today.
What's the one with the jumper cables?
I jumpstart the shit, man.
That's what K Michelle was doing, honey. She had the jumper cables. So, like I said, Shamia has to push past everybody to go over and hug Kelly, and everybody's, "Oh my God." So Pinky said, Kelly, she had to go hug Pinky. And Pinky says, "I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems out of none of y'all." And you can tell Pinky's hands are all swollen. And baby Pinky went live on Instagram, and she said, showing her belly, honey. She had some beads above her belly. And she said everybody wanted to tell her pregnancy before she could. Claudia Jordan, child. She should have sent her a cease and desist. Yes, ma'am. She should have sent her a cease and desist. And so Andy asked, "How does your mom feel about it?" And he said, "She was mad as F, honey. She is mad. She didn't want me having no more kids." And the thing is, Pinky's busy. She's working. So she has to have that help. And I'm sure her mom is there a lot helping her with the baby and helping her with the kids. And mama's getting on up in age, but you know how mamas are, honey. You bring another one home, they just gonna love it too, honey. Get a little switch off the tree and love the baby too. You said Claudia's a bum for leaking that information. She is a bum, period. I can't even believe she did something so foolish. Give me a second. Don't do that. Act right. Let me move you up here. Thank you. Yeah, my monitor. Here we go. We back. So again, like I said, he talked about the mother. Then he asked her when would she do, and she said December. And I thought that was real cute. She did mention something about naming her baby Bravisha, child. Girl, I guess that was to appease Andy. Girl, name your baby something else. Sun, moon, star. But don't name your baby Bravisha, please. We always try to name our kids Mercedes, Porsches, and that's a conversation for another day because I could talk about that one for a couple of hours too. When I was in hiring, one thing that the nurse manager always would tell me was, "Hey, Shaquila." No, just I don't want you to interview her, Shaquila. And I was like, "Do you know Shaquila?" She was like, "No, I don't like that name." And believe it or not, you name your kids all these off the wall things, their employers are looking at it. Y'all may not think they do, but they do. I'm telling you firsthand knowledge. A lot of applications that I received when I was doing the hiring for um, this place of employment where I was at one point. Um, if they had a name like Mercedes, Porsches, baby, they were going to file number 13. I remember sitting down with the administrator and the Dunn one day, and we were just sitting in the office, and I was like, we got this position open, we got this position open, and I have these applications, blah, 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 blah. And she would look at one, no, call this one in for an interview. Call this, I don't even like her name. And she said it more than once. So, child, y'all stop naming y'all kids these names that make sure that everybody know their ethnic. Stop it. Stop doing that. Bomquisha, Bravisha. No, ma'am. Anyway, so they talk about, and he talks about that they're getting ready to dive in, and that he actually asked each one of the women to submit a question of their own about one of the other housewives, and they all apparently did. And apparently, Portia said hated it, and so did Drew. Drew said I hated it too. But apparently they all did it. Hey, Queen Script, how are you, darling? How are you doing this beautiful Wednesday evening? But apparently they did it. So they started and they start talking. The first subject is lesbian scorn, right? So they talk about, are you sleeping? Child, I understand. They talk about what they were talking about in Scotland about the, what was the name of that website? Tasty Black. So they bring that up. And then I realized the person who talked about lesbian porn, who brought it up, was not Portia. It was actually Shamia who brought it up at the table. I was like, I never realized that Shamia was the one who brought up that she liked to watch girl on girl action like that. Did y'all realize that? I didn't realize it was Shamia until I rewatched it. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. So they talked about how that apparently he asked each one of the women if they had any girl on girl action before. I put it that way. I'm trying to be very politically correct and not mess up any or demonetize the channel. And so Phaedra said she had not. She did say she had not. Pinky said she had. Drew, did Drew say she had? I'm trying to remember. Angela said she had not. Portia, of course, we know has. Shamia said, I've kissed a woman before, and I've played in a scene with the woman and grabbed her body before. Shamia want to be, girl, Shamia want to be in the action, yes. And we know Kay Michelle done did a little bit of everything. Deborah says, I've always told my kids, naming kids with those names, they'll never find a keychain with their name on one. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, she starts a lot of those conversations. But you know what, Brown Girls Rock? I didn't realize that for some reason, because it was a good conversation. They all seemed to engage in it. I thought that it came from Portia. I did not realize that it actually was started by Shamia. But yeah, Shamia said even in the movie, she touched up on a woman. She felt up on one. Then with Drew, that he asked Drew to explain the pelvic floor situation. Again, we've already talked about that. I don't think we should go back over that. It is such a thing that happens in physical therapy. There's a therapist that only does that. And these women seem so illiterate or ignorant to the conversation that I don't think they should have addressed it unless they had more information to give at the reunion, because it is something that does help women. So I really, again, I don't really want to listen to what they had to say. He said, yeah, it was Shamia. That's why we know she's lying about her history with girls. All right, Deborah. All right. Every time the topic is brought up about the lady swimming in the lady pond and Shamia denies it, Portia always has this yeah right look on her face. And you know what? I just looked at Portia when Shamia was over there over explaining. Portia just rolled her head and looked at Andy. Yeah, I think her and Portia swam together. Allegedly. We don't know if none of this is true. We don't even know if our names are true on here, right? Okay, allegedly. Child, I don't see it's the same thing. You said that Portia's face was like, girl, please. It was. It definitely was. So again, they showed them in Scotland talking about, the pelvic floor therapy, and again, none of them possess enough knowledge to speak on it. And they should have really brushed up on it before they came to the reunion and decided to have a conversation about it. And even with Phaedra talking about it, she should have left it alone as well. And she's probably the most versed out of the group when it comes down to education and being smart, but she didn't possess the information that she needed to talk about it. Belisha said that's why Shamia is taking this breakup so hard. That was her homie, lover, friend. Amen. 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 Again, she said that Portia was her person. Y'all heard her. She said that on the last episode. She said, Portia was my person. Girl, got a husband. Deborah said, y'all recall during Bolo Gate, Shamia was there too long with Drew, Tanya, and Latoya. Remember, it was somebody that was tonguing Latoya on the couch. We couldn't see him, but all we could see was Latoya head. Remember that? Yes, honey. Yes, ma'am. They all was a part of it. Deborah, all of them. Yeah, I believe they all kind of get down. And shoot, Phaedra says she ain't, but I guarantee you she looks. She be there with the shades on watching. Along with exactly. I got what you were saying. Let's keep on moving because we're gonna be doing this all night if I don't get moving forward. Anyway, they still talking about it and talking about rejuvenating and making it tight, child. Again, don't any of them possess the information and the knowledge that they need so that they could have a great conversation. Andy said he don't know nothing about it. Push told him she would FaceTime him through therapy. Child, they always trying to turn Andy straight. Leave Andy alone. Him and Kevin have a great life. Leave him alone. So, yeah, Andy asked Drew, she said, did Black really stay on the phone that whole time? And she said, yeah, he really did. But I'm gonna tell you this. This is another one that pissed me off. When she said, yeah, he really did. Let me see if y'all can hear it. Because all of the women answer, right? All of the women answer. And I think these women have got to be better media trained than what they are. Let me see if I can find it. Did I just mess up? I think I just messed up. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Listen to this.
Really did. This is my day. I don't understand why this Drew lady has this.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna back it up. I want y'all to hear. He asked Drew a question and everybody answered. Let's see if y'all can hear it.
Black actually stay on the phone for the entire dinner?
Everybody answered. He asked Drew. It said Drew. Black actually, and everybody. Phaedra answered. Angela answered. Portia answered. Andrew answered. This was something that I hated. I hate listening to people overtalk each other. It actually burns me up. It chops my gears. Because I think if you hear somebody else trying to talk, you should stop and listen. And if they're trying to talk, maybe to try to stop you at some point, you should stop and listen. It's just how I feel. That's the way I was taught. But yeah, people do things, and some people weren't taught nothing. They just go ahead and do what they do. Anywho, moving right along. They all answered and they said, yeah, he stayed in the phone the whole time. Child, we don't care. We do not care. And Drew used the wrong wording. Drew always using the wrong stuff. They asked her how the phone stay charged. She said she had a good charge that night. Then they said they had their first question. So let's see what the question was. Phaedra Parks from Atlanta wants to know, Drew, um, with all the recent controversy surrounding Black and his big white teeth, do you still want to be the love of his life? Right? And so they discussed that. And she said, we love some teeth. I mean, hey, we love some teeth. Let's talk about it. And Drew said he has a beautiful smile. He does. And she said, and what was your question again, Phaedra? And Phaedra says, do you want to be with him? Chopped and scammed is what on the other side, you got Kelly and Shamia having their own little conversations, which annoyed me as well. All that whispering and over talking, because all these women are mic'd up. And when they're all talking, it makes it very hard to hear what any one person is saying because all the words get gibberish. And who wants to fight to figure out who's saying what? Who wants to fight with that? But yeah, somebody on the other couch said, I'm sorry, Shamia said chopped and screwed is what they were saying about Black's teeth. Anyway, so anyway, Drew said, for the record, she's never been chopped on by Black. I thought that was in poor taste from the ladies to say this. She said, but I look forward to continue to build a relationship with Black. And she said, not this friendship. That's what Portia said, not this friendship. So Kelly says, because you said you love that man, right? And Shamia chimes in and she said, I never said that. She said, yeah, you did say you loved him. And she said, no. And Shamia says, yeah, you were like, I'm in love with him. Here goes Shamia telling the story incorrectly. What she says was she had love for Black. They replay it, we hear it, but Shamia says, oh, you said you're in love. There's a difference between loving someone and being in love. I can have love for you and not be in love with you. I can love you and tomorrow you piss me off, walk away from you, and I ain't lost nothing. But when I'm in love with somebody, it kind of hurts a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes some years to get to fall in love with somebody. You say they did it the entire episode. They did Brown Girls Rock, and it pissed me off the whole time. I cannot stand it. Why are you over talking each other? And so Drew tells her again, I never said that. And so they show them back in Dallas, and someone says, oh, you're so smitten with him. She said, I really like him. I love him. And she said, I think it's very different when you love someone versus being in love with them. And maybe these women don't have a clue what love or being in love is. And so Andy asked her, so did you consummate the relationship? Now, ain't no spring chicken. But since it becomes just so easy to add someone into their romantic life, I'll put it that way. So did you consummate your relationship? Are you serious? Drew said, we have not. Oh my, I couldn't even believe he said that. I'm like, dang, he got his nuts hang low. Well, you should have said nothing like that about her, to her. And Drew says everything about it is still very new, and they do a lot of talking. She said, I'm freshly divorced officially, and I just want to, live my life. I ain't trying to be locked up with Black having a relationship, because I think Drew has options. And even if she don't have options, shoot, you just got out of divorce, girl. Go live your life a little bit. See how many more fish out there in the sea. Not Black. But I believe Black is younger than she is anyway. Yes, she said. Alicia says, yes, I don't understand how that side of the couch kept saying, so that means she did sleep with him. I couldn't understand that either. You know who said that? Okay, Mel Shell. That's who said it. And Drew even said, yeah, so that's final. And Kevin Shell said, oh, that means they had sex. No, okay. She said they haven't. Okay, you done let everybody running your hot pocket. That's why you said that, because you know what you do. You the one that got on here and told us how you was in love with Robert Kelly after you had done gave him a little bit of the hot pocket. Girl, shut up. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. That's horrible. Horrible. And they're over there whispering on the other couch. The misfit couch is over there whispering. Just whispering. Wait, so Black ain't never hit it? You ain't never seen Black naked? That's what they over there saying, right? Has he given you physical therapy? Chat, just a bunch of who shot John. I believe Phaedra asked him if he had given him physical therapy, and they got a good little kiki at it. She said a little massage. No, she just told y'all no. But y'all, and the thing is, she's divorced, so she can say whatever she wants to now. Child, I'm so glad that Drew got out here and showed y'all that she done bought her a house or got her a house or living in a house so y'all can leave her alone. Oh my God. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And Phaedra even said, you gotta have don't you have some type of romantic chemistry with him? And she says, I mean, he's a nice looking guy. We spent some time together. She said, I may be attracted to him, but I have kids. And, I'm looking for somebody who I could possibly, meet my children or introduce her to them. And she said somebody has to be in my kid's life. And I think that's all single women need to think like that. When you have kids, you always have to remember who you bring into their lives. And then Kate Michelle on the other couch says, well, he don't need to meet them because he gonna have them running from the police. Girl, I mean, just they had something to say about everything that Drew said. Literally, it was pick at Drew, pick at Drew. I don't know what Drew did to these people that got them so pissed off. But baby, they stay pissed off at Drew. But let's just say, so Phaedra, does that mean you slept with Mike? Portia hires boo. Malicious. Her hire boo, yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm telling you, these women be saying some stuff, but they be telling off on themselves. Okay, Michelle got over here and talked about Drew. That means she slept with him. That's because she give up that hot pocket real easy. The way she talked about how much she gave it up to Aura and the Kelly. Bye. Anyway, moving right along. Okay, Michelle said that Black gonna have the kids running from the police. And Drew said, when she get a man, he gonna be sitting right behind her. And they go there giggling. I know that's right. I can't wait. And so Angela, she said, where your husband? They get a good kicky, and she's like, and I'm just saying. And so she said Drew is being reported that Black is facing some legal issues. What can you tell us about that? And then she starts talking about he's devastating, a good guy, a successful business owner, doing amazing things in our community. Girl, he's a fraudster. He is stealing from a lot of women that he's conned out of their money. And we got to just admit that. It is what it is. And I just wish Drew had said, I'm just not going to speak on it and been done with it. You said, did Drew find a house? I couldn't find it. Yes. It was on her. She just showed herself cooking breakfast in her new kitchen. Was 2 days ago because she was getting ready to take her son Makai to school. But that was her new house. Yeah, she posted a video from her new home. Yeah. Drew is also collaborating with Melanie Cherie on a fragrance line. I can't wait to see Drew's glow up. Rooting for her. Me too. I am too. In fact, I believe one of them, because it's 3 different combinations, and I believe one of them is sold out. But Drew did say that her and Black were friends, but I really wish she had just chosen not to answer that. And then of course K Michelle jumps in and she said one thing we do know about Black is he was taking advantage of Black women, and he did take advantage of Black women. There's no skating around that, sugarcoating it and making it taste good. He took those women's money, and there's complaint after complaint after complaint. Again, I wish Drew had just stayed silent and not even spoke on it. And then Drew chimes in after K Michelle says that and say, oh, that's a heavily allegation, to say something that you really have no evidence about or no evidence provided. And K Michelle very calmly kept saying, but there is evidence. There is evidence out there. There's been a lot of evidence provided behind the scenes. And child, Drew said, you would know because maybe you did an endorsement deal with the lady who was suing her. It was you. And she said, I ain't never smoked no hookah, girl. I gotta sing. Ain't no way I could smoke no hookah. Sing with this beautiful voice. I ain't never collaborated. And so Drew said, if you be quiet, you could, if you would be quiet and listen, you could hear what I'm trying to tell you. You did a collaboration. She said, with a skincare. That let me know Michelle already knew what Drew was saying. She intentionally was obtuse because she knew that Drew was talking about the skin line and not hookah. But child, y'all arguing over something that ain't even worth arguing about. I would have pled the fifth and said, I don't know nothing about it, baby. You have to talk to get Black here and let Drew tell you. I mean, let Black tell you because I ain't got nothing to say about it. You say, ain't no way I would have given any man that amount of money. Me either. I don't care what his story was. I don't care what his story was. He wouldn't have got that out of me. I'm sorry. And so, anyway, they went on and they argued about them hookahs for about 3.4 seconds. And then she was like, you got to listen, girl. I'm talking about that endorsement deal. She said, I did a skincare. So you knew exactly what she was talking about. You just playing. You just playing. Anyway, nobody should have been dressing black, child. He ain't worth the conversation. And so then she talks about K. Michelle starts talking about all the lawsuits. Child, we don't care. I don't care. I'm telling you right now, I do not care. You said, I'm wondering if the woman who K. Michelle collaborated with that is suing Black, the same lady that Allison's sister-in-law, if so, she also sued Drew for non-payment of a loan. That's why K. Michelle came for her. Really? I know B. Marie is one. And Lala Milan is the other one. So I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't get that deep in the Drew, honey, because she's not all that fascinating to me. But I'm gonna look into that. I'll go take another deep dive, honey. You said you think you just figured it out. Okay. Yeah. So then K. Michelle says that Black is on the run to Thailand. And Drew says he's not in Thailand. And girl, then that old K. Michelle said she ain't never seen a rich man on PayPal. When I say just throwing out anything that didn't make any sense, child, yeah, I never heard of a man being rich on PayPal. Just weird. Then Drew tells her, she told her, be careful what you're saying, because girl, you might get the same karma. Girl, now you putting bewitched on her and she put bewitched on you, took her your nose and disappear. Oh, just crazy. Child, let's listen what they talking about. I'm gonna cut it down low so we can hear it. Hopefully we can hear it, child, because they going back and forth.
But you have no evidence because that never happened. Because you always do stuff off camera.
So now she's saying Drew do stuff off camera. Baby, Drew fits to pull out her whatever that the clicker. Maybe she fits to tell him to cut it.
Come upon this show. When we come upon this show.
But she said cut it out. Everybody kind of gagged and laughed at the same time. Which I thought was hilarious. Yeah, we got some commercials coming up. And shoot, we're gonna listen to Kelly lie and say she ain't never got her body done. She only got her breast done. I guess her breast must be on somebody else's body because she ain't never got her body done. Delicious, you're gonna have to tell us what you done figured out because I need to know more. You said you just dive into the rabbit hole and hit us back. Girl, just saying anything. Shut up, Kay. Right. Just anything. Portia asked if he was calling her international. She did say that. Is he calling you international, girl? I was like, Jesus, this group of women. Sit down. K. Michelle has yet to articulate what Drew did to her. Absolutely. I want to know what Drew has done to any of them. I think Drew is just easy prey and they just go after her. You said one of those girls are Allison's sister-in-law. Drew owed that sister-in-law as well. I think Drew finally paid her. Oh, wow. Okay. So we back at it, y'all. Let's go. The commercial's over. Yeah, she's like, did he call you international? Oh, baby. Crazy.
Because y'all want to sit here and say I'm the actress.
She said, "Y'all want to say I'm the actress?" Drew said she brought her, she brought a clapper with her baby. Now you got to cut scene, end scene, baby. They told her put that thing back. They got to get a good laugh out of it.
In the director's chair.
Y'all hear it?
For Drew.
Andy liked the clapper. He liked the clapper. He liked the clapper board, y'all. Whatever it is, he liked it.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Did you invest in Black's business as well? And did he take money from?
So I don't remember hearing this in the version I watched on Sunday, but in the Peacock always does an extended version. And so in this, Shamia asked Drew in this version, she asked her, "Did you invest money into Black's business?" And I want to see what Drew has to say.
You? Absolutely not.
She said, "Absolutely
That is
not."
another lie. Okay. We're on
That
the
is
wall.
another
So
lie.
to carry on narratives that are written, I think in this sisterhood, we need to grow up and
She said, "Y'all be all in the blogs carrying on stories that are not even true." She said, in this sisterhood, we need to grow up. I'm 100 with
cut it
Drew
out
on that
because
one.
it really has to stop.
No, hold on.
It does
That's
really
the
have to
person
stop.
who goes and tries to highlight someone's business.
It is a
So now Kelly done stepped up and she want to talk. She said, "Now hold up, you want to highlight my business?" And they show Drew going to Kelly's establishment on her own phone outside, and she says that she wanted some chicken and waffles, and she at the restaurant is closed. And apparently Kelly felt the way about that, but Kelly, it was the truth. Your business was closed, baby.
and we were just at the grand opening a few months ago.
Just at the grand opening.
You need to also take your own advice.
You can't.
So Kelly tells Drew, "You need to take your own advice." But Drew says, "Girl, you came for me first. You came for me first. I was just giving it back, just giving you a little 1-2. Just like you gave me a little 1-2. And I think that's Kelly doesn't really know how to operate in a friend group where the women operate the way they do in Real Housewives of Atlanta. If she got one more season, probably to get together before she'd be out the season. If they bring her back this next season.
For my singing, my music first. Get the smoke and don't.
She said, "You came for my music and my singing first." And the thing is, she was right, because Kelly did play one of Drew's songs on her Instagram. Definitely. Kelly said she's not bad about it because she's very successful. She's the standard. Why would I be mad about you peasants? I am the standard. God dog it.
But make it very clear.
No, I would defend myself all day.
But hold on. I've even put your song in some of my videos online, and you reposted it. How was the Lulu?
But that's not people care about you.
And she told her, she said that she's used her songs in some of her videos and she's reposted it. But then Drew said, "But that's some of that flip-flop behavior about her." And I have to agree with that. Kelly is a flip-flopper. She may not think she is, but she is. Just like she told Portia, "Hey, I forgive you." And then the next minute was calling her Horsea, right? It becomes way too much. You said Kelly came for those ladies on behalf of Shamia because she really doesn't have any beef at all. And I don't get that. That's why I keep saying, what is Kelly's issue with Drew? What is the real problem? God, let me grab this blanket. It's cold in here. Because I don't see what it is, and I don't think that it's warranted. I think that Kelly wants to have an issue, and Kelly think that she be reading, but these girls be dogging her out. Then Angela read Kelly for filth about when that comment about Simon's home. When I say she read her for filth, she read her for yesterday's lunch and today's dinner. She read her. And Kelly, I think she thought she was leading, but baby, no, you got read. You got read. Let's go.
Shakelly.
She called her Shakelly, girl. She said, "Shakelly." She said, yeah, Shakelly. Baby, Drew not playing with me. Then Shamir chimes in and goes, why don't you call her Shakelly? She's her own person. Girl, y'all are codependent.
Okay. Okay, I'm moving forward.
Then Kelly says, okay, P. Drewski. What? P. Drewski? They didn't even land. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're trying to do. But this, cause somebody calls you a name, you go make up a name. Just like Shamia, whenever somebody say something to her, like, you better keep my mama's name out your mouth. She's like, you better keep my mama's name out your mouth. You know, we used to do that on the kindergarten playground. Don't play with her. Y'all not gonna play with you. You know, all that kind of stuff. You said Funky Deneva said one of Kelly's restaurants is closed by his home and has never been open. Well, I thought she only had two. Child, I'm gonna have to look into that too. Another deep dive. Let's go.
All right. Okay. Meredith from Mesa, Arizona.
This is that with the P. Willie special. I know Kelly ain't sitting on that couch talking about nobody with no special, and she looking like Eartha Kitt. Child, let's go.
Meredith from Mesa, Arizona said, Drew, you recently shared that you had a procedure done yourself, which had some of the.
So now they talk about Drew getting the procedure, getting her, mommy makeover, and the people said that she looked like Portia. Now the wig she had on looked like
similar
Portia.
to one of your fellow
Housewives. Too much.
Portia, what do you say about that?
The P special. I would say this: Drew has always wanted to get something done.
So they asked Portia how she felt about Drew getting her body done, and people saying that her body emulates Portia. And Portia said Drew's always wanted to get something done to her body. And I think that it's okay if you want to have liposuction, BBL, tummy tuck, a lift. I think that's perfectly fine, because as we get older, guess what? Everything goes south. So it's okay. And if you've had children, your boob's gonna slide on down to your knees anyway. If you want to get the things lifted up, lift them up high for all to see. If you want to, that is perfectly okay. Do what you want to with your body. If you want to get your nose done, get your nose done. That is your business, and it's perfectly okay. Brown Girls Rock said, but he said the sign is up. I wonder which location it is. Is that the one that she closed out in I forgot what city it was in. I just wonder if that's what it was. Anyway, let's get on into this. Okay, so Portia and Angela are talking at the same time. Now, although the question was asked to Portia, Angela done chimed in. Now, I said the other side be doing it too much. You too, Angela. I ain't gonna do one side and I do you. Angela, you're gonna have to be quiet and let people finish having a conversation. Then you chime in. Do like Phaedra. Y'all take some notes from Phaedra. She know when to talk and when to shut up. But Angela said everybody on each couch done had some work done. Pinky said, I'm still the flat pancake. I'm still the and Angela said, you're an anonymous. And then of course, Kate Michelle said she's had a lot of fails. A lot of fails, baby. And then
because it's a natural pancake. Hold on. And it's okay. I feel great. I'm happy, and I shared it.
Drew says she feels great. She's happy. And then Portia encourages her. She said, you look good. You look good. Really good.
And I don't think we should body shame.
And Drew said she don't like the body shaming. She don't like, here come Kelly. Here come Kelly Welly. And so first, Kay Michelle chimes in and says, so that's why you're up here talking about leaking booties. But that leaking booty was a shot back at you before you had a chance to get a shot off, because we know the shots are coming, Kay Michelle. So yeah, I wonder if it's at the Sandy Springs restaurant as well, because that's her last restaurant. And I read a court document about that today too. But we're gonna move right along. Right.
So maybe time for Drop It with Drew to come back.
Coming back.
So she mentioned redoing Dropping It with Drew, and Portia said, no, we're gonna do Maintaining It with Drew. I like that better. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what. You said I can't recall the area. I'm gonna go look and see if I can find it. I'm listening to his live and see if I can find it. Drew, I'm gonna tell you something. If she wears her faja the way she is supposed to, that way her body will sculpt and mold just like she wants it to. But not wearing that faja, she's not going to mold like she should.
California said, Angela, you had a lot to say about you this season.
You kiss his ass. No, you're not my type.
So they said that Angela had a lot to say about Shamia's body, honey. So they went back and Shamia telling her to kiss her booty at the restaurant.
Are you jealous of her body?
Somebody wants to know if Angela's jealous of said that she's always giving Shamia compliments before she get jealous of any of these of Shamia. There's a long list of other women who will come first. But let's just say, K. Michelle took shots at Drew's look during the season. So Drew is just giving it back. Definitely. And that's what Drew said. I'm just giving y'all back. She came there with that clapper on purpose so she could clap them up. We got a long way to go, y'all.
Not jealous. Okay. Well, I mean, I just feel your mind.
She reiterated that she's not jealous of Shamia, and Shamia over there saying, Angela, I just stay on your mind. So,
I would love to know. Are you calling her BBL Drew now? Because you call me BBL Shamia.
So now here we go with Shamia being another revisionist and telling the story all wrong. So she asked her if she was calling Drew BBL Drew because she called her BBL Shamia. And Angela's like, I ain't never call you no BBL Shamia. She's like, oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You don't remember her? No, I never did it. But she said, and she has to get her lymphatic massages too. Definitely. I also think this wasn't long after Drew's surgery, so she was still swollen. Definitely, she was still swollen. But Drew, I did notice that her thigh to butt ratio is off a little bit. So, of course, you got to have a couple of other tightenings before they get that actual look that you want. But if she keep getting her lymphatic massages, wearing her file, she'll be good. Definitely that.
Yeah. I said the bitch wanted us to see a BBL. I didn't say BBL, Shamia. Don't put words in my mouth. You do that a lot.
Angela called her out. She said, you always put words in people's mouth. You do that a lot. And she said, of course, Shamia. That's the bitch one. That's probably a little worse. She said, well, you said the bitch one. Baby, these women be saying everything towards each other. Angela said it landed, so I did. It accomplished what I set it out to do, which was land. So Shamia said she definitely got lipo in her waist, but she did not get a BBL. You got to be something. I don't know if it was a BBL, but you got something because you had a little derriere, but you came off that table with a bigger one. So, baby, let's not pretend. Let's not play. Because there's comparison videos that we could do.
Angel from Grenada said, Kelly, your social media beef with Drew is tea. Where did you find her pre-surgery?
So they showed that Kelly posted videos of Drew's body that the doctor took before, not videos or pictures of Drew's body that she took before her surgery, right? And actually Drew's pictures were on Mia Aesthetics website because I saw them myself. And so I'm sure she got promo. Mia does great work. I know of people personally who've gone to Mia in Florida and they look good. They look really good. So they do great work. But apparently Kelly decided she wanted to repost them on her social media site.
I don't follow Drew, but it came.
Drew said she don't follow Drew, but you did repost her pictures, girl, like you was doing something good.
Across my timeline, and clearly, I mean, just the before and after.
Angela over here whispering to Drew. She said, clearly she does. Clearly she does. The whispers all need to be separated. Shamia and Kelly do not need to sit near each other. They need to separate everybody so we can hear what they talk about.
Shout out to the doctor. Whoever did the work did an absolutely amazing job. You look great.
So Kelly tells her, you look great. Shout out to the doctor. That's what we don't know if Kelly was saying it, because people was riding her behind and all cameras were on her. But she did say, shout out to the doctor and you look great.
Why are we shaming a natural
So then Portia says, why are we shaming a natural body? Which, okay, girl, whatever.
body? Yeah, what are we doing? She had babies. Of course, she may have.
And she, Kelly, Portia explains, about how when we have babies, how sometimes babies leave us with a little fupa. And of course, Kelly goes, I had babies too. I've had 4 of them. But what does that mean? Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body type, everybody's body shape is different. Kelly's shaped like SpongeBob SquarePants, right? And believe it or not, Drew had pretty much a square shape as well before she had surgery. So you can't say just because you had 4 babies and she had 3 that somehow or another her journey was better or different than yours. Child, everybody are the same. Everybody's journey through motherhood is different. Everybody's.
Internet, you show your body the way I did.
And Drew said, I bet you can't stand up and show your body the way I did. And everybody was like, girl, she like to be naked.
I don't mind.
Don't
baby.
threaten her. She said, oh, I don't mind. I'll get up here and drop it right down. I'll take off all my clothes. But please don't take off all your clothes because we don't want to see it. If you do, maybe you should have took off your clothes so that the FCC could find Bravo and they could get rid of you. Maybe you should have dropped your clothes.
Right. Oh, now I haven't seen it.
Yeah. So now Kelly says, I never got my body done. Listen at this. I never got my body done. The only thing I got done was my boobs. I never got my body done. The only thing I got done was my boobs. Keep listening.
You should get them undone.
Drew said, you should get them undone, baby. You should, because they look a hot mess. I agree with Drew 100%. They all bust out laughing. She goes, what did you say? What did you say? But after, breastfeeding 4 children, she wanted to get her boobs done. 4 children.
I absolutely did get my body done, Drew.
Now she said after breastfeeding 4 children, she absolutely did get her body done. Although she just told us she didn't get her body done. She only got her breasts done. But after breastfeeding 4 children, she absolutely got her body done. Kelly is a liar. And if you listen to her very closely, her lies always, they show up in every episode. Kelly shows us that she's lying. Everyone. Not some, everyone.
But I mean, this was your second surgery.
So this was your second surgery. What does that mean? And why does it matter? What does that mean? Oh my God.
How about that? I can give you my doctor's number.
All right. P from Harlem said the newbies in the group, what was your favorite moment of the season?
My argument with Angela. Okay.
We don't care.
Win that argument.
Never touch the money that I've got.
Oh Lord. So child, they asked what was your best scene of being a newbie, and of course Pinky said it was her argument with Angela. Child.
You and you like friends, Mr. Clean. Don't do it.
Let me tell you something. That Angela is a reader. That Angela is a reader.
Oh, you gonna go? You not
she's a readologist. I'll put it that way. They talked about how Pinky stood up and sat back down, and they asked who thinks that Angela won, and they say Angela won. Said, but Pinky got heart. Kelly said she's gonna stick beside her. Shamia said the same thing. Of course, they ain't gonna stick beside Angela, but that baby can read. Baby, even Andy said, what you say about the incestuous teeth? Child, he is amazed by the way Angela be over there reading the girls. But baby, that's that Chicago in it, because people from Chicago don't give a darn. Let's go, y'all. And so, anyway, Pinky said she has some beautiful teeth. I think we got a commercial. It's to pop up because I don't pay for the free version of
Coming up.
So, anywho, y'all, we talked about the women, the teeth, the boobs, the body done. We talked about black, so we've gotten all that out of the way. So this commercial is over. We got 72 seconds. So this commercial is over. We're gonna try to get into it without stopping. But I'm telling you right now that this episode, it was a good reunion first, and I think it brought back some feeling of old housewives. But I really truly believe that's just a thing of the past. We'll never get old housewives back again. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to get through this fast. You said Kelly wasn't even there when Drew had her first surgery. Kelly's a fan who weaseled her way on the show through Shamia. Baby, preach the sermon. But I also want you to remember that Kelly and Britt, their whole thing was last season was to come in, get rid of Portia, and to get rid of Kenya. They succeeded with Kenya, but they couldn't get rid of Portia. Baby, you talking about hateration, and the hollery. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ooh, y'all, I done got sleepy. We got to get on past this though, because I want to get this done. Come on. Commercial over. Let's get the volume back up halfway.
The wrong day.
And the fact of the matter is, Kelly likes things to look really, cookie cutter clean, right? But at the end of the day, it's not cookie cutter clean with Kelly. Kelly, according to Fulton Court documents, had an issue with her neighbor, and her neighbor actually filed a protective order against her. She couldn't be within so many feet of her neighbor, and she had to move, according to the Fulton Court documents. Allegedly, child, because I don't know if any of this is true. All I know is the allegedly part that we've heard. That's all I know is allegedly. But according to what I read in a court document, Kelly had no choice but to move out of that apartment. Belicia says, I think Kelly thought that would open the door to Drew's custody situation. She did, but it failed. It failed on deaf ears.
I chose to be out of my house. The house.
You didn't choose to be at your house. You were living in a townhouse that you were renting. And then people tell you had to go. I'm telling you, I've been pulling documents and information and been going down through. I've been going down. When I say down through there, I've been going down through the pub. There's a lot of public information that people could know if they only knew it was at their fingertips. If you only knew that some of the things that were at your fingertips. You say, yeah, Kelly had the nerve to bust in that lady's house, upset about getting towed and slapped a restraining order. And she slapped a restraining order on her. But yes. Okay, go. If didn't a window get broken out of, was it an arm? Something happened to somebody else in there too. I think it was a stepdaughter.
That you're calling Simon's house, I have maintained and paid it very well.
Now she done squealed over into her loudness and said, I'm glad you're paying Simon's bills. But I'm going to tell you now, if you're living in a home by yourself, you're going to have to pay the bills if you want them lights, water, cable, gas, phone, internet. What else comes with a house, child? All the bills that come with a house. If you want it to stay on and ain't no man there to help you, you better pay it yourself. Kelly, you should know very well about that. You don't have a husband helping you pay any bills, so you should know all about paying bills to maintain a life and a lights and a roof over your children's head. Portia's doing the exact same thing. Simon is out of the country and he can never return to the United States of America.
You shouldn't be discrediting women while you're looking for support.
Portia said you shouldn't be discrediting women while you're looking for support. And Kelly is looking for support. She sat down there to Scotland and cried in Phaedra's room, telling them all the things she had went through. And you are going through this with ladies who have also gone through it or are going through it, and they could be a support system. Instead, you would rather be a hater. And I think that's very stank of Kelly, because you think your relationship with Shamia is worth you being disgusting to other women when you could build a bond, and you may be able to bridge that gap with Shamia if you would build a bond with the other ladies. But instead, you play both sides of the fence when it's convenient for you. Is your name on the house? I believe there was a court order that gave Portia exclusive rights to be in the house. There was a court order that gave Portia exclusive rights to film in the house. Now I'm gonna tell you something. When Portia and Simon broke up, I said, girl, let that man have his house. You got a house over there. Go back to your house. All right. But Simon gone. He ain't coming back to this house. Ain't saying he's still alive. But Simon not coming back to the United States to get that house over there in Sandy Springs. Portia is maintaining that home and is doing a very good job of it. I think Kelly needs to shut her mouth. She mad because she didn't get to keep her house. Of course, made her sell it. She ended up with $115,000. Husband ended up with $90,000. Girl, leave this girl alone about whatever she got between her and Simon.
House. I'm not familiar with this term. Is your name on the house? I had a house. I sold my house.
You had. And here's the optimal word that Kelly uses a lot. I had. When she was down there talking to Carlos, I had the house. I had the cars. I had the shoes. And we see that you've been living this extravagant life at what cost? Because now all the chickens are coming home to roost. That's why that guy named Gary done sued you. And everybody on the internet done saw that lawsuit. That's one. Your husband, your ex-husband, got out here and said you was using the SBA loans to buy your personal clothing, to go to Barman and all the different shops and shop. Yo, and I believe it. I said the man was crazy. It was some things he was saying that I didn't believe, but I do believe that you was using that money to live a lifestyle that you think is pleasant, because you told your own daughter, who you gave 17 purses when she turned 17, that you couldn't buy her a car, but you could give her an Uber pass. Why you can't buy your daughter a car? A car would have been cheaper than those purses, I'm sure. Or did you use credit to pay for those purses and then build on that credit card? But let me go and mind my business.
Let's be very clear. You had to sell your house. Answer the question. Is that not Simon's house? His house is not your house.
You had to sell your house, Kelly. That's all that matters. You had to sell the house that you and your husband had. And she's not paying Simon's bills. She's paying a mortgage on a house that she also has 50% equity in. So it's just as much her house as it is Simon's. She has already been ruled by her prenup that the judge decided to uphold that she gets 50% of the equity in that home. That's her house, her bills, because she has an interest in it. You and your husband had interest in the house. When y'all divorced, the house had to be sold and the interest divided. Same way with Portia and Simon. It's no different. It's no difference. Kelly is arguing a moot point.
I'm not paying these bills, baby. Girl, get the house.
Angela said, who house you living in? I'm living in my house. I'm living in my house. Well, today she got out here and said that Angela's house was about to be foreclosed on. That's what she got out here and decided to share with the world today. That Angela's house was in pre-foreclosure, that they got out of it. Child, move on, Kelly. Find you something else to do, because you're bored at this point.
Okay, all right.
So you're not living in your house because they don't pull your house up to this condo that you're living in. It's in somebody's LLC. Girl, stop.
Okay, stop.
Don't worry about me. Sell a house.
Don't worry about me selling a house. She sold one of them too and made her some money off of it. Girl, stop. You sell some chicken and waffles so you can pay these people back. Gary want his money.
I live in a $2 million. Feel good. You
Her investment place.
And kicked out your.
Well, she said your house was just in foreclosure. I can tell you now that the house was in pre-foreclosure in April of 2024. It is actually, I got the documentation. Like I said, we can go over there one day to the Patreon and we can talk about all these things, right? And Angela was going to file bankruptcy for the other house to protect her credit, and she decided not to. She just took she took a loss with that. Not only did she take a loss with that, her mother had just passed away. She had a lot going on. But you heard how Andy stepped in and checked Kelly and said, are you talking about the houses that are gone? He kind of shooed her off.
Stop.
She said, I didn't borrow money from Gary. You did. And he said, who is Gary? And even now, Kelly said, who is Gary? But Kelly know who Gary is, because Gary sued her. He sued and won. He didn't just sue her. He won. Showed the judge the contract. The judge gave him everything but punitive damages. Girl, you know who Gary is. Don't play with us.
Gary suing you back.
Gary suing you back. She said, you the one got 20,000 suits, baby. But Gary suing you, baby. We had another commercial. Again, I don't have the Peacock that don't have commercials. If I had been on my direct TV, I could have fast forwarded. But I wanted us to get the extended version of this. Y'all, we've been at this for hour 50 minutes. We got to get done. So got 43 more seconds on this commercial, but yeah, honey, Kelly she like a gnat. She over there just buzzing around your ear. You know, you hit your ear and try to kill it. That's what Kelly gives me. Just buzzing. There was no reason for Kelly to be arguing about Portia paying Simon's bills when she just went through the same thing with her ex-husband. Her and her ex-husband had a home. Maybe both of their names were on it. Maybe they were not, but they live in a community property state. And when you live in a community property state, you get half and half. Portia wasn't married to Simon but for 15 months, but she had an ironclad prenup. And that prenup said that she had a certain amount of time to be married to him, and in doing so, she could actually sue him for the house, and the judge upheld it. So the why is Kelly mad is beyond me. It's back on. Let's listen.
All right. All right. Moving on. Are you banned in Nigeria?
Yes.
Andy looks at Portia and says, "Are you banned in Nigeria?" And old Raggedy Mouth Kelly said, "Yes." This is how you know people ain't been further than Miami, California, Caliwacky as I call it, New York City. Do you know that the only reason why you need a sponsor to go to Nigeria is because you want to go and be on the island like a homestead, right? But you can always get a visitor's visa to go to Nigeria. Kelly just running her mouth, just being again that gnat that you need to pop upside your head and gonna get rid of
The
it.
community? Absolutely not.
She been banned from the community in Nigeria. Get out of here.
Say they don't want you no more. I'm still 44% Nigerian. Okay. Exactly. We going back.
All right. I just wanted to check. Thank you.
If you've ever traveled and you have a passport and you're in good standings in the US of A and you go to Nigeria, Nigerians want your money. You go to Africa, they want your money. They see that green, they got them big face hundreds and they want it. They want it. They're glad that you're there. They love you being in their country. They're going to give you a visa. I believe you can get a visa from the United States to Nigeria, I believe, for 30 days. It may be 60. She don't need Simon to sponsor her in that manner. She doesn't. All she needs is a visiting visa. She's not trying to go over there and live. She's going over there to visit and leave. And I guarantee you, Portia been back to Nigeria. Ooh, Portia didn't even tell the man. She posted sway, kind of like she did with old Simon. You gotta stop that, Portia. You said, "I live in Georgia. It's not a communal state, but the judge will encourage us to split the proceeds of the marital home." Remember, Cordell kept his home and gave Portia nothing. That's true. He did. He did. And I don't understand because I thought they did not have a prenup. Portia need a better lawyer. She need a better lawyer because she should have gotten something. Cordell just kind of threw her to the wolves after kind of convincing her to sell her condo. We're gonna talk about that book, child. Cordell was a piece of work, piece of crap.
I would handle him. Mike, I apologize.
Yeah. Right.
The state I live in, honey, we is community property, everything going down the middle, 50-50. Everything. I remind my husband every time I argue with, all right, don't get put out.
And from Malibu, California said, Phaedra, you had a lot to say in your confessionals about Portia's dating life.
She is a free spirit. You know, if they got the capital, got them.
Portia said, Phaedra said, Portia's a free spirit. They got the capital. She got the pussy for the money. But when I tell you that was funny to me, she said, "You got the money for the pussy. You got the pussy for the money." Phaedra ain't gonna tell you who she been dating at all.
I see the love that Sway has for her.
Yes.
But I love the fact that Portia got in there and cleaned it up. But I thought that was too funny. She got the money for the pussy. She got the pussy for the money. That was hilarious to me.
You also said you two dated the same guy at one point. Who was that?
They talk about Portia and Phaedra both dating Mike at the same time. I thought that was a little kind of shocking, but Chad, they say that the people in Atlanta, Atlanta's a little tight-knit group for the caliber of men that these women want to date. So they kind of seem to be in the same cesspool.
Was it Mike?
It was Mike.
It was Mike?
Oh,
Now you hooked them up.
super cool.
Okay.
And I told Portia,
Okay. And that would have been interesting to hear during the season.
It would have
keep a
been.
nugget in her pocket.
I just realized that. Now, Andy said that would have been interesting to hear through the season, but you didn't want to play her and Jasmine Crockett, but you wanted to play some mess about Mike. And then K. Michelle said she gonna keep a nugget in her pocket. And he is. Phaedra gonna always have a nugget in her back pocket. Don't play with Phaedra.
Y'all know how I feel. I feel like if we're gonna be friends, you should tell me.
Here we go with this bull
That's
spanking with K.
what I'm saying.
Michelle.
Like when it came to me and you, I feel like
K. Michelle still feel like she should have known about Nosh. You got a whole husband, but you want to know something about somebody else's. If Portia said she was trying to get to know you, you are putting a man in front of your friendship or even trying to get to know her. But girl, you go ahead.
dealing with a man. Stop saying dealing with a man like you think she's saying dealing with black. Which K. Michelle am I talking to? There's probably about 4. Let me pick.
K. Michelle just admitted that she has split personalities. But girl, go ahead.
More K. Michelle's than that. And I'm the one who goes online and says, fuck me in an interview.
Okay.
You heard about that?
So K. Michelle went in the interview and said F you to about Portia. And then K. Michelle said, are you hurt by that? Girl, forget this.
Okay, let it go.
She's okay, let it go. Let it go on you too.
I think I'll keep my eye on her. I said, okay. So then I text you right away. And I said, hey, please let me reiterate. I never meant to insult you. I never meant to hurt you. I would have never used miscarriage against you. You said, okay, girl, I'm so glad. Thanks for retelling me. Go right back online again. Like I said, bitch, she ain't almost died.
When I say that K. Michelle, to me, just my personal opinion, I think K. Michelle could have been a great addition to the show, and I hope next season she comes back with a different type of attitude. But I also believe K Michelle wants to make everything about her. The way she took Phaedra's birthday party and turned it into a crying fest about death just don't sit right with me. Just like Shamia talking about Miss Diane, it just don't sit right with me. There's no way you could be swinging with me in a fight and you reach over to hit my mama and I'm supposed to just accept it. No, it just don't sit right with me. I'm sorry. About Portia's interview with Carlos King, she said that Carlos was feeding her information about K Michelle, and that wasn't true. That's what K Michelle is saying.
I'm sitting on there bashing you. That's what he did. He led you right on into that. He let you sit there and let an interview like you knew, girl.
It was just, Portia cleared that. I'm sorry. I can't be led like you little young girls over here. Y'all the one get in here and talk crazy. She said, "Oh, you've been media trained," and da 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 da. Portia ain't never been media trained. She said Portia just learned how to speak. Oh my God. Yeah, you over there saying her. Portia said she's lived, and now K Michelle said you've lived a lot of lives. She said, "I'm not PR trained," and K Michelle still over there saying you've lived a lot of lives. Now, when Portia hits her below that belt, she comes back with some. She got to catch her breath because she can't believe somebody came back at her. She said, "So has your body." Poor K Michelle went up. Y'all heard her? Okay. Oh, okay. Now you should have hit you below the belt because you kept picking at her. You've lived a lot of lives. A lot of lives. What are you talking about, girl? So has your body. Them teeth too. I tell you need to close your glory. What are you talking about, K Michelle? You need to close your glory hole. We ain't never heard nothing about Portia and her glory hole. What are you talking about? They didn't even land the way she think it did. I hope she knows it did.
That's what you need to do.
Child, when I tell you, K Michelle, on that part, K Michelle just wants some beef. She just wants some beef with somebody, and whatever she got to do to start the beef, she will. Now, Mimi Faust told us, Mimi said that that's what Kay does. Everything has to be about her, and as long as she can keep the spotlight on her, she really don't care how anybody else takes it. And I believe that's the God honest truth. I really don't think that she cares. I really don't. And it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Yeah, we had a commercial break. Only a few more seconds, and we're gonna wrap this up hopefully real soon. We're gonna wrap this up. Unfortunately had a loved one to pass away. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to make it to their services because I have a cruise plan next week. Oh, always something. My sister just sent me flight information. We back.
What you need to do. Close that with all them things come up.
Portia said, "Which glory hole do you have?" And K Michelle said, "The one in your mouth." What? What, girl? Huh? Portia said, "You've had plenty of men." She said, "Oh, no, baby. No, I don't." She said, "Plenty. Plenty." And I'm telling y'all right now, K Michelle got a Rolodex. She do. She said plug. Is that what she said? Plug? Did she say plug? And I missed it. Yeah, K Michelle got a lot of men.
But we know about you, honey. You stopped getting to know me when you got to know them. So goodbye.
Portia said, "You stop getting to know me when you know them." So now that makes people believe that Portia is jealous of Shamia, or she's mad at Kay because Kay became friends with Shamia and Kelly. And I don't think that's the fact. I think Portia's whole comment was that we were trying to be friends, but you took their side and you believe what they said versus what I said. Not that I'm jealous because you're friends with to point out the fact that Drew said that Kay was leaking, and I don't think that's what Kay said. I mean, Drew said, didn't Drew say that her butt wasn't leaking? Isn't that what she said? It's not leaking. She didn't say anything about K Michelle. She was talking about her own bum bum. So Shamia just likes to say anything. Again, this is the third time. This is the third time so far in part one where Shamia has retold the story incorrectly. And essentially, she just lied, right? Drew never said anything about K Michelle's butt leaking. She said, my butt isn't leaking. My BBL is not leaking. That's what she said. But here goes Shamia saying that was hurtful. But it was really hurtful when you got out here. You hurt not only Portia's mama, you hurt your mama and your daddy when you said that your Portia mama tried. She wasn't even successful, but she tried to sleep with your daddy. Portia say your daddy ain't never had no teeth. Girl, stop. I agree, Belicious. Shut up, Shamia. You said, but we know what she meant and who she was referring to if she didn't say it. Regardless of that, she didn't say that. That's what I'm saying. That isn't what she said. Drew said that she had a little nip and tuck in a BBL and it wasn't leaking. She never said that K Michelle was over there leaking. Whether she implied it or not, that wasn't what she said. Now, Shamia just got out here and told the story and said, well, a few minutes ago when you said that she was leaking, that ain't what she said, okay? Again, this is the third time you done hit your third strike. I got 3 pieces of paper on this yellow notepad. You done hit your third strike. He said, now Drew knows that was shade, but it was warranted for how Kay came at her for no reason all season. Malicious, I agree. You said Drew never said that to Kay. Exactly. She never even used those words. She said, it's not leaking. It, meaning her own butt. But yeah, go ahead.
Yourself up a little bit.
I got some booty. Well, I mean, it's not leaking, so I think we're good. I said I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
But
taking
you
it
were
towards
taking a
me,
shot
but
at her.
yeah.
She, regardless of whether it was a shot towards her, you just said she said Kay was leaking. She never said that. You should have said I felt like you was taking a shot at Kay Michelle when you said your butt wasn't leaking. That's what you should have said, Shamia, but that's not what you said. And that's what be making you look corny and a liar. This is exactly why I keep my foot on your throat when I be over here reviewing the show, because you be lying. Pecans, definitely. You said Kay hit Mimi with flowers. She always been a demon of Kay. Definitely, baby. When she hit Mimi with them flowers, I thought I will never like this girl because Mimi, to me, I love Mimi. Mimi may have had a mouth on her, but she never raised a hand to hit anyone, and I really didn't like that.
So what was being said to you that kind of like
Who was in your head?
like there were outside sources that were saying things to me.
That were people that knew people on the show?
There were no
Yes,
outside
and a lot of
sources.
the bloggers have even stated a lot of the ladies did call them to ask about me.
What blogger? What blogger stated that? I want to know what blog it was and who stated it. I want somebody put the blog in the chat. Cause I ain't read nothing about that. You said, yeah, Shamir was over there with Portia's op. Yeah, and was Candy and them. Yes, ma'am. And they was over there talking about Portia, and she was right over there with them, baby, taking them back everything, every piece of information she would get from Portia and Phaedra. She was running right on over there to the Candy Clothing click and tell them, child. And I guess Shamir forget there are clips out here that we can always remember what she has done in her past. She is not innocent and neither is she a victim. Girl, you better get over there and act like you're supposed to act, make your check and go on. That's the best thing for you. The best. So y'all, we got 16 seconds and we're gonna be on the last part of this episode. He said Jason Lee. Sure. Can we believe Jason Lee malicious? Can we believe Jason Lee? Of all the people, girl, he the way he like to start miss. He's a queen, honey. Love to be in the middle.
A lot of the ladies did call them to ask about me. What lady called? What girl?
Ain't no ladies call. I think K. Michelle just such a liar. Schoolgirl Crush says LOL, and now between Marlo, Nene, and Kenya, Portia still standing, and stupid choices is why they're not there. Exactly, Schoolgirl Crush. You said Jason Lee and Phaedra called him. Jason Lee said Phaedra called him. So that's who she needs to be addressing, Phaedra, but she said it was Portia. Yeah. She said it was Portia. So that pretty much was the end of. Do we got more? Let me see. Yeah, that was the end. The rest is just the next for next week. But I really truly believe that K Michelle, of course, like I said, she likes to vent or make everything about her. But I also believe Shamia likes to play victim. Now, went on an interview the other day, Shamia did, and she said that she almost got to fighting with one of the girls. Now, people over there say, "Oh, it's got to be Portia." I believe it's either Angela or K Michelle. I'm pushing more towards K Michelle. She said, "Notice Kay was walking funny at Portia's party. That surgery was planned. I think Kay lied about leaking at the awards show. She would have went to Nashville Hospital, not to ATL Hospital." You know what? I thought that too. I thought the same thing. Why didn't she go to the hospital where the awards was? Why was she back in Atlanta? I don't get it. I don't get it because I think you would have went to the emergency room at the place you were at, not come home, especially with an infected open wound on your butt. Now, child. Anyway, you said I looked at Shamia's YouTube channel. I see she just started it a year ago. Guess who else restarted her YouTube channel last year? Who restarted? Kay? Girl, Belicious, she's the perfect victim. And K Michelle is the perfect weirdo. She is. Her and her altered moods and all. Girl, I just can't get with it. I really can't. Yeah, I want to thank you guys for staying up and coming down here and listening to me run my mouth over here on YouTube. We're gonna talk about some more of that. I think tomorrow I might go over there and hit into Patreon. My Patreon, I have a free. If you come over there, you can watch everything for free. But then of course, there's a membership at Patreon too. But tomorrow we'll do it on free, but we're gonna lock it down too. You won't be able, if you don't get in there at the beginning and get the free part, after that it's gonna be locked down. You won't be able to go back. But we're gonna talk about some of the things I found while doing some deep diving tonight. Because baby, I told you I done went down a hole. I done went down a big hole. I'm sorry, you said Brown Girls Rocks was not trying to miss a scene at all. It wasn't trying to miss a scene. That was great. Let me know when we're doing Portia's book. Oh, definitely Delicious. Definitely. I think I'll wait till as soon as this season's over. Y'all work be bother me, and then I got to get over here and do these reviews. So I really definitely will let you know. But we're gonna start talking about the book. I think I'm gonna do a couple of I think I'm gonna do 1 and 2 chapters. I may do more than 1 or 2 chapters. We may do the book really quick. But we're gonna go through them chapters. We're gonna talk about that stuff in that book. Now, Portia's book is a little too edited, is I'm gonna put it that way. So we'll talk about that when we get to the book. But I think it's a little too edited. Little too edited. Schoolgirl Crush says LadyRo in that live on Quiz Sheba, there were many miss qualities about you that were missed at Passion. You're lovely, intelligent, grounded, etc. I adore you at Passion. Have a good night. Thank you, Passion. I love you too. You have a wonderful night, girl. Don't let none of the bed bugs bite. That was what me and my mama used to say at night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I miss my mom. Anyway, Deborah said Portia restarted her YouTube in June last year. What? Child, a miss. What time again on Patreon? I don't know, Deborah. If I do it tomorrow, it'll be posted on my stories. It'll be in my stories. But we're gonna talk about the things I found over there while taking a deep dive. I found some messy mess that I think a lot of people don't know about. And they just let it go. Anywho, you guys, I love you guys. And thanks for coming down here and joining me on this live. You said Kay is male-centered and running on fumes to legitimize her point of view. It doesn't make any sense at all, Krista. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't get why she don't. But I guess if you wild and cuckoo and crazy, you would think it made sense. So, child, we trying to reason with somebody that's not being reasonable. But we're gonna get back down here next week and we're gonna talk about part 2. It's part 2 and 3. So we got 2 more episodes before this season is over. But yeah, this was a doozy. I want to see more. And I think that Shamia, her loyalty is to Candy. Loyalty was never to Portia. Her loyalty is not going to be it's not even to Kelly. Loyalty is to Candy. And Candy's it. Anywho, y'all, thank y'all so much for joining me. And I will see y'all in the next video. If no one told you today that they love you, I love you, and there isn't a thing you can do about it. I pray that tonight you have a good, nice rest and that the Lord wakes you up early in the morning, refreshed and ready to start your day. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining.